Hello, families. Let's talk about school absence, tardy, and early pickup policies, particularly for Norwood Elementary School, part of Baltimore County Public Schools. And this very well may apply to a lot of other schools in the county. So, focusing on absences first, if they are less than 3 days straight, we're going to require a written note with the date or dates absent, the reason or reasons for absences, signed and dated by the parent. And you can turn this into the classroom teacher or the front office staff. And also, absences that are greater than 3 days straight are going to require a doctor's note because there's really not a lot of reasons for why your child should be out 3 or more days beyond a medical reason. And there are other exceptions, but we'll talk a little bit about why that may be. But you are best served doing this sooner after the child is absent. If you wait too much longer, it's going to be harder to remember. And you can use one note if you have multiple days. You can always do it retroactively. You can always look back and do multiple days on one note as long as you identify every date that they are absent and every reason, and you sign and date that. Now, you're welcome to write that note yourself, or you can use this template. And we're going to have a link to this template in the description of this video. This template gives you some of the common reasons for which we excuse absences, like illness of a student, death in the family, a court appointment. You can write in other if it's something else, and that might be a case-by-case basis. Obviously, even if you have a lot of absences that are excused, you may get just flagged and you may have to talk to someone. But nonetheless, having excused absences is a lot easier and better than having a bunch of unexcused absences. So make sure you're up to date with excusing your absences as they happen. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about late arrivals. They do accumulate towards absences. So if your child is habitually coming in an hour or 2 hours late, they are missing valid instruction time, and that's really important. So that's going to count towards days off, and they will have more absences accrue than you think if you're not aware of that. Now, the same reasons that excuse absences, they also excuse late arrivals, and that includes no-shows and late arrivals from the buses. So if the bus picks up your child late and brings him to school late, that's excused. If you have to change your transportation in the morning and bring them in because the bus never showed up or showed up late, let us know. That is also excused. And also for long-term absences, like if you're going to be gone on vacation for like a week or two or a month, we really advise against that. But at the same time, let us know, because that is a lot of instruction time that is missed, but we may need to make some arrangement if it's for a prolonged period of time, especially for international trips that may need to happen during the school year. We hope that is avoided, but we understand that sometimes that does happen. Early pickup does not require a note, but we do need to know the reason, if it's a doctor's appointment or a dental appointment, and you're welcome to bring them back. So they don't have to miss an entire day just because they have an appointment for an hour or 30 minutes in the morning. You can bring them right back and they'll get the rest of their instruction. Just make sure to allow for enough time for us to check your picture ID. You have to bring your picture ID. We will not have them ready for you. Do not call, please, and ask us for have them ready for you. We need to check your ID for security reasons before calling your child down for dismissal, and we really appreciate your understanding with this. Make sure you also check the cutoff time for early pickup. It's usually about 25-30 minutes before dismissal. In this case, the current dismissal time at this school is 3:20, so it's 2:55 is the current cutoff time. So if you come at 2:58 at 3 o'clock, we will not be able to dismiss your child early unless it's a special reason, and we let you know. Other than that, please, if you're watching this video later and there's a different dismissal time, just check with the front office or the school as to what that cutoff is. And lastly, robocalls have been going out, not from the schools, but from the central office. They get triggered at some time in the morning. So if your child arrives late, like you dropped them off late, or the bus brings them in late, they may incorrectly be triggered as being absent because they were marked absent without knowing what was happening, and they haven't been changed over to being present in time before the calls went out. So this is going to happen regardless, no matter whether you plan for a day off or you let us know that they're sick. It doesn't matter. These are just bringing awareness to the situation. So you can ignore them if you know what's going on. But always, if you are concerned, you can feel free to call the school. This is especially helpful for older children who have a tendency to leave school on their own accord without you knowing. So for younger children, I know it can be a bit concerning, but like I said, you can always call the school to verify. There are some reasons for why this happens by mistake, and it gets corrected. Thank you very much. We hope you've enjoyed this video.